Hi, everybody. This is Journalism MCOM 200. In the future, it will be Media 200. I'm going to talk to you about the Associated Press style book and the exercises associated with the Associated Press. No pun intended. So, the Associated Press is one of the oldest wire news services, and different news organizations subscribe to their services on yearly basis. They pay a fee and receive daily feeds in the format that they prefer. It could be, in the old days, it was through a machine that printed text. Nowadays, it can be in different formats, including digital, online, and usually it's a ribbon, um, because it contains a huge number of stories every day, and they require some sort of preparation. For the daily news, they give you pronouncers for the names that will be appearing in their news stories. Uh, Otherwise, it's video, audio. If news organizations want to use complete packages, they can download images, they can download video materials, audio materials, and of course, the most important thing is text. So, in writing, the Associated Press has developed its own style, which is notorious for its brevity, precision, consistency, and the accuracy of information. First of all, it is grammatically correct. Everything that the AP style uses in writing news, in newspapers, in any other form of news writing, such as online, even magazine, it needs to be consistent, precise, and grammatically correct. This one that we have, it's from 2017, and it has been updated since the last one, maybe just a couple of years prior to that. There might be a newer one that came out, but I want to mention a few things that in the beginning of the book, the authors are telling us what's new this time. So since 2017, actually, in 2017, the Associated Press has adopted the use of they as a singular pronoun. We know now that with gendered pronouns, a lot of people have expressed their preference for they, and in those cases we use they in a singular form. The authors have also included terms such as cisgender, gender nonconforming. We can say gender non-binary, gender nonconforming as an adjective with a hyphen. Gender nonconforming as a noun is spelled as two separate words. The terms LGBTQ, LGBT are both acceptable in all references. We accept the word homophobia, Islamophobia, xenophobia. We use Islamophobia, xenophobia. Perhaps they were known, unfortunately, but now we also have homophobia. We have an entry on addiction in this new edition of the book. We have abuse or problem, alcoholic, addict, user, abuser. Unless they're in quotations or names of organizations, in those cases, we just take whatever the organization or the individual chooses. Otherwise, if we're using those words, the style book suggested that we do not use the terms alcoholic, the terms addict. They use the term user, abuser, because these are seen as derogatory terms. There is a new chapter on data journalism, and as you know, we also have a data journalism section. We will coming up with that. I have a source for that. It's an open education source which will be available for download for free. If any of you are interested in data journalism, this might become a topic of conversation in later semesters if you choose to take advanced journalism. But for now, I will just make it available and introduce you to data journalism as as a portion of journalism. Also updated modified entries in this book include fake news, migrants, refugees, immigrants, asylum seekers, immigration, cyber attack. The suicide entry has been expanded to include terms such as death with dignity, right to die, spelled with hyphens. It's one concept, right to die, and euthanasia. Unfortunately, we all know this euthanasia term, sometimes used in veterinary medicine, but now it's also acceptable to use in humans. And a new entry covers Indigenous Peoples Day, as opposed to Columbus Day, I think. The word cocktail should not be used to refer to a mixture of drugs for executions. The word incident should be reserved for minor events, not major events. The word reform is not synonymous with change. The authors changed the spelling for flyer in most cases, including frequent flyer with a Y. So there are some new revisions regarding punctuation and spelling, and I will allow you to do that yourself to look at it. But generally, just to summarize, my point here was that we don't just do exercises on the AP style book. We need to understand that the Associated Press is a worldwide organization now. It started in the United States and expanded to become a global service, just like Reuters, and in some cases maybe the BBC, the Reuters, other news services that exist and operate in other countries, other continents. But the AP is a worldwide leader still in delivering daily updates on news. So how do they manage to do that? Mostly, the Associated Press employs an army of journalists, and I'm using the word army to signify the numbers, not their militant nature. The Associated Press has bureaus in many different countries, including Armenia, the former Soviet Union. I happen to know the AP bureau chief. We call it AP. And as a joke, because it sounds like ape, when a group of my interns won the Associated Press prizes for documentary work, and we went to receive those prizes at a celebration statewide, we call those awards the APs. So let's remember that the Associated Press also measures journalistic skill, journalistic work, achievement, especially serving underserved communities, putting issues out there, recognizing the work of journalists in those areas. Okay, so the rest of the lesson for this time, I'm suggesting that you complete the quizzes and the games and every other activity that we will be associating with the Associated Press. Again, no pun intended. The rest of our knowledge will come from the textbook and from practical work. But there needs to be something about the AP itself as a cultural institution originating from this country and spreading all around the world. Okay, see you in class.